Reese's Cups are hard to beat, but if you're nut-free, they're off the table. Well, let me put them back on the table with my delicious version that's completely nut-free, made with real ingredients, and worth eating. I'm Dr. Aman, a physician who developed food allergies in adulthood, and I like to create recipes that everyone can enjoy. This recipe is just a few ingredients, and you're gonna be amazed with how good it tastes and how easy it is to make. We're starting with sunflower butter. So I have 1/3 cup of unsalted, unsweetened sunflower butter. To that, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That gives you that great sweet and salty contrast that Reese's Cups are known for. Next, I just want to stir through the salt to give it time to dissolve into the sunflower butter. Now, sunflower seeds are a great source of vitamin E, which acts like an antioxidant protecting cells in our body from damage. Interestingly, while people used to think that vitamin E supplements provided major health benefits, large studies have shown that they don't significantly reduce the risk of things like heart disease or cancer. That just means that getting vitamin E from healthy sources in our diet is generally enough. Next, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, also known as confectioner's sugar. Typically, they've added some form of starch, like tapioca or cornstarch. And now we're just gonna mix this through completely, and you'll see how the texture changes. Now this has been mixed through completely, and this texture is perfect, exactly how we want it to be. Next, I'm gonna put it into the fridge, and we want it to firm up a little because that makes it easier to work with. So I usually leave it in the fridge for at least a couple of hours. Now, I've taken my sunflower butter mixture out of the fridge. Of course, we need chocolate, and I found a milk chocolate works best. But to keep this dairy-free, I'm using a rice milk-based milk chocolate, and this is about 1/3 cup of chips, which I melted in a double boiler. In this muffin pan, I've placed 12 mini paper cups. This entire amount should easily get you 20 to 24 mini cups. What I'm gonna do next is take 1/2 teaspoon of our melted chocolate and just layer it onto the bottom and a little bit up the sides to start. Now that the base layer is done, I like to put it in the fridge for about 5 minutes just to help it set up a little bit. If you find you've been a little generous with the base, you can melt a little more chocolate at this point. Now my base layer has set up nicely in the fridge, and I've refilled my chocolate and melted another 1/3 cup. We're gonna start with the filling. You can use your hands if you want. So I'm just gonna take about 1/2 teaspoon, set it down right into the center, and that's gonna be our delicious sweet and salty filling. You know, I've never liked the feeling of having to miss out. What I really love about creating recipes like this is that no one has to miss out on foods that taste delicious. And for many people, they're just something that's familiar from being a kid. Now that I've added the sunflower butter mixture to each of these, I'm just gonna shape them out so that they're kind of evenly spread and flat, like a little disc in the middle. I'm just gonna use my clean hands for this. I just flattened out the sunflower mixture to make it a little more of a disc shape so that when you bite into it, you have a nice even layer of the sunflower mixture. Now I'm just gonna top it off with a layer of chocolate. Again, about 1/2 teaspoon. You wanna make sure the chocolate goes all the way to the edges to create a nice seal around that sunflower mixture. Now these are all done and they look beautiful. I'm gonna get these into the fridge, and I like to put them in for about 4 hours to make sure they're really well chilled and set, and then take them out 30 minutes before you're ready to eat them. That way they melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Now these sunflower butter cups have just come out of the fridge and they're chilled nicely. I wanna unwrap one for you and show you how it looks on the inside. Just look at how beautiful that looks. There's a perfect layer of our sunflower butter mixture surrounded by our tasty milk chocolate. It's the perfect combination of sweet, salty, and chocolatey. everything a Reese's cup is, just a little better. And it's nut-free, and we've made it dairy-free. I know you're gonna love this, so I really hope you'll try it. There's room for everyone at the table, and your table's gonna be pretty full when you serve these. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Mommy, can I have a Reese's cup before dinner?
But large studies have shown that they don't significantly reduce things like...
Just one?
Dump it.